welcome to another episode of A Drummer's Guide 2. So, today I want to talk about moments of stupidity that lead to braveness. And I know that probably sounds a bit odd, but most of the ways that I start these videos are a little bit odd because I'm really not good at starting them. But let me set the scene for you. So, the year is 2012. I have just been given the gig Cher Lloyd. So they called me, I did an audition and they liked me and I'm on the gig. And at the time, in 2012, Cher Lloyd was really sort of like at the forefront of the media. She'd just been on X Factor, and yeah, she was just getting a lot of coverage, and we were basically rehearsing for her first ever UK tour. Her first album was out. It was all really like a super exciting time, especially for me. It was the first proper like current pop act that I'd worked with, so it was just there was a great buzz about the whole situation. The band were really cool, like I had a couple of friends of mine in the back. It was just a really nice time. So we were in rehearsals and I can't remember, let's say we had 5 days rehearsals, something like that. We were getting to the last day. Now we were running a little bit of track and it was on an HD24, which is a hard disk, so yeah, basically we were running track on that. And during rehearsals, it was the MD was doing it, he was not going to be on the road, and it kind of like, on the last day, it kind of surfaced. I think he was basically gauging who he could delegate this to, but on the last day he was like, oh, so Emily, how do you feel about running playback? Have you done that before? And I was like, this is the moment of stupidity. Yeah! I'd never run playback in my life. No, I'd seen people do it because I'd played gigs where I'd seen it, but it had been on different like systems, and I kind of like, I sort of understood but not really, and I was just like, yeah, sure. I mean you might have to like refresh my memory, but yeah, totally. And he's not an idiot, of course he could see, of course you haven't, but that's alright. So he was like, cool, great, totally playing along. So me freaking. What that means actually, so for people that don't know, you're basically running the show. You're basically saying when a song starts, and it was all this stuff in my head, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna freak out. Like, I get stressed about things like this. This is a lot of responsibility. I'm here to play the drums, and I'm doing that, and it's fine, and he seems really happy, and she does, and the band do, but oh my gosh, if I get this wrong, I could ruin the whole gig. That's how my brain works. And I was terrified, basically. So we did this last day of rehearsals, and he sort of set it up by me, and we sort of ran it. I mean, when you're in rehearsals, you're never running it really as a show. And for us, we had a day of production rehearsal, which was great. Thank God for that. So yeah, we were sort of like running it, and I was kind of doing it, and I was like, right, okay, I get how this works. This is totally fine. And then we had the day of production rehearsals, and we all sort of set up. They set it up like a normal gig. It was in a venue in Southend. And everyone was like, in fact, I remember it was a day of production rehearsals, but I'm pretty certain that we had a gig in the evening, which in hindsight is mental. We would have been knackered. So we set up and we were like, right, cool, should we do a full run through of the show? I mean, we had like dancers. To me, this was a massive production. We had like staging. It was so cool. And they were like, yeah, let's run the show. I was like, cool, all right, ready. So we went to go, and I was like, here we go, playback. So I was like, right, go, and sort of like we played the show, and every song I was super keen, like, okay, go, okay, next song, and afterwards the MD sort of came up to me and he was like, are you alright? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine, why? I was like, was that okay? Did that work? And he was like, maybe just leave a bit of time between each song. Bear in mind people are going to clap and stuff like that, because this was an empty room, so you're basically like a silence in between songs. It was so awkward. And I was like, okay, and then basically I just lost it, and I was like, I'm rubbish, I can't do this, he's gonna fire me, bah! And he sort of sat down and was like, look, you're doing a great job, you just need to chill out. I think that's the theme of my life. I just need to chill out. And bless him for giving me that support, and I went and I think we did another run, and then we did the first show, and he was there, and he was just like, yeah, see, that's great. And every time we did it, every night, it just got better, and it was absolutely fine. A couple of things went wrong, but I knew how to deal with them, and basically I gained this whole new skill, which was amazing. And what that meant was I gained other skills, because what actually ended up happening was I ended up being the musical director, like, on the road. So every time we would play a show, I would be talking to the band and the crew through this microphone on stage that didn't go up front, thank God. So if things were going wrong or whatever, we had communication, and I was given this huge amount of responsibility, which all came from one moment of stupidity of me just going, yeah, I can do that, and sometimes doesn't work. And I've spoken before about my video about failure, which I'll put somewhere here, and sometimes that doesn't happen, but when it works out like that, you just feel like, yes, I'm so strong, this is so cool. So yeah, and then that ended up leading on to me running many other shows, so ended up doing all sorts basically after that, and it made it not so scary anymore. All of a sudden it was like, I can handle this, this is totally fine. And although I had that initial scaredy moment, it ended up being fine. So if you get into a situation where you have this moment where you're like, I don't think I can do that, maybe I could, yes I can do that, would you mind just give me a hand? And then you just don't know where it's going to lead, so you can level yourself up. I play a lot of RPG, Final Fantasy, so I'm all about leveling up. Well, I used to, I'm not very good at it anymore. It's all so complicated, the games these days. And yes, I do sound old saying that, and I don't care. But yeah, I think it's all about that, just putting yourself like slightly out of your comfort zone and then making it comfortable, and then get a bit more out of your comfort zone and then making it comfortable. So yeah, anyway, I hope that this has helped you, and yeah, just go do things that you almost can do and make yourself do them, basically. Anyway, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna leave you. If you have any questions, stick them in the comments, and I will see you next week for another episode, another subject, and yeah, speak to you soon. Alright, see you later. Bye!
It's almost done too.